This is the most expensive SBC we've seen this early on in Ultimate Team history, and it's going to make some of the high-rated fodder cards absolutely explode overnight. But here's some things that you might not realize about the Player of the Month SBC, Mbappe, that's dropping today. The Player of the Month Mbappe SBC is going to be attainable to less than 1%, maybe less than 1% of the 1% of this player base, which means not too many people are going to be doing this squad building challenge. On top of that, it's going to be like 1 billion windows to complete, and they're all going to be high rated, which means the low rated fodder cards that people are investing in might get dumped onto the market and actually drop in price, leaving a great opportunity to buy these fodder cards. So today I'm going to show you which ratings of fodder you need to be buying on Friday when this new promo Cornerstones 2 drops. And with that new promo, there are some great meta investments that you guys can make, some of which that are going out of packs, like this card right here, that could even be a great complement link to another Player of the Month SBC dropping in a couple of days. So if you guys are excited for today's video, make sure to drop a like on the video right now. Let's go for 690 likes on today's video and subscribe to Nitro Gaming. Let's hop into it. What's the most important thing in FC 26 Ultimate Team? It's coins. And where can you get the cheapest coins? At Loot Bar. It's the cheapest and it's the safest coin trading platform on the entire market. It's 10% cheaper than all the other platforms. And if you use my code Nitro, they're going to give you an extra 8%. And if that's not enough percent, they're going to give you 5% more coins than what you even paid for. Loot Bar has quick delivery within a half an hour. Big creators use it, and it also has great reviews. Don't forget code Nitro at checkout. We're doing today's video on one take, and I've got a lot to talk about, so buckle up. Starting with the Player of the Month SBCs, we're gonna get Kylian Mbappe today. This 92 rated SBC is going to break the game. It's going to break the market. It's going to break the fodder market. And it makes me question, how do EA Sports drop a 92 rated SBC at this point in the year? Now, it's going to come out earlier than content. I would expect it to come out somewhere around 11 a.m. in the UK, or maybe noon in the UK. Somewhere around there is when we should expect this SBC. And some people have said, well, maybe they drop a Player of the Month Mbappe SBC that's 87 or 88 rated to make it more attainable to a normal player and keep up with the power curve a little bit better, rather than dropping an SBC that, if we take a look at Mbappe's gold card price, it's going to be over 3 million coins. In fact, it's probably going to be closer to 4 million because the Player of the Month is a higher rating than the gold card. So with that being said, it's a very tough SBC to drop at this point in time, especially looking at some of these fodder prices, because if you were to drop a bunch of 86 rated squads for Mbappe, you would need like 200 squads for it to make sense in terms of the price. But if you dropped a 90 rated squad, well, how are you going to do that with only one fodder card that's 90 rated, which is Rodri? Are you going to have to go out and buy a Baresi and a Van Basten and then go with some 89s? It's insanity right now. So I'm expecting, if EA Sports does actually drop this SBC like we expect it to be a 92 rated Player of the Month, they're going to have to do so many 89 rated squads, which means that a Rodri might go up in price. But you got a question. How many people would even do this SBC? Bateson, Danny Aarons, that's about it. There's not going to be that many people can afford this SBC at this point in the game, and so that's where it's really risky. Like, this card could do one of two things today. It could go all the way up to 55,000 coins extinct, or it could go right back down to the 30,000 coins it came from, because a lot of people have been buying that Rodri over the last few hours. You can see once that Mbappe got leaked, he went from 31,000 coins all the way to 37,000 coins. So you're risking like 6,000 coins a card plus tax, and he might even go a little bit lower than that if absolutely nobody does this Mbappe SBC. But that's where my take on high-rated fodder is. However, if EA Sports drop this SBC, there's no way that they're going to make it 84 and 85 rated squads, which means that these 84 rated players probably drop in price even further throughout Friday, which makes a great opportunity to buy 84 rated. And quite frankly, when you're looking at 1.2 to 1.3 thousand coins, it's an absolute buy for these cards. But you might be able to even get them for like 1 to 1.1 later today if you're lucky, and the Mbappe doesn't bring them up in price a little bit. But the Player of the Month that really catches my eye, it's not going to be Kane, it's not going to be Haaland yet. Those aren't going to come out for a little longer. It'll be like a week before we see Kane or Haaland. But in 3 days, we're going to see Claudia Pina drop into the game. Now, it's not confirmed to be Claudia Pina. She is the favorite to win Liga F Player of the Month, and that should be out on October 6th, which is Monday. And that Claudia Pina is the most hyped up gold card in the entire game right now. And so if she gets an SBC, on Monday, a lot of people are going to do it, and they're going to need to link that card with other players in the game. Like, what comes to mind might be Salma Periuelo. What comes to mind might be Aitana Bonmati. What comes to mind might be Alexia Putellas and other Spanish Barcelona players, Mapi Leon even though she's more fodder. But the card that came to my mind when I'm investing in this is going to be Balde. And the reason I like Balde is because of the fact that he's going out of packs soon. Actually, today he's going out of packs. And so I've been picking him up, and I've paid a little bit of a premium because I could have gotten him for cheaper on Thursday. 12,000 to like 13,250, I think is the most I paid. But take note that I invested in a lot of Baldes with an anchor on it already. The anchor card makes that card a little bit more expensive and valuable, but I got those cards for the same price as just a normal card without a chemistry style. So we take a look at Balde on the market without the chemistry style, and what you're going to notice is it is about 1,000 coins cheaper consistently. So right now he's about 14K. You might be able to get him for 13,750, I would assume. Nope, not even 13,750 right now. But you add that anchor chemistry style, and there's not going to be, well, there normally isn't any cards that pop up. That one you might even be able to make profit on. But take a look at 14,750 right here. Oh, anchor went away. I forgot about that glitch. EA Sports, it's been years, and that glitch still exists, where you search with a chemistry style, and then as you search with the chemistry style, there we go, that makes more sense. As you search with the chemistry style, it disappears every single time. I don't know why it does that, but it's existed since at least FIFA 23. But as you can see, Balde, you can sell with an anchor for about 15,000 coins, I would say, just roughly 15K. So it's about 1,000 coins more per card when you sell it. So it gives you a little bit more of a buffer. It covers your tax already. And so I got those cards for 13K with the anchor. So it's a really, really good deal in my opinion. So I think that Balde, given the fact that he gets the links to Pina and he's going out of packs, it's like a combination of the two that make it a good investment for me. But let's take a look at some of the other cards that are going out of packs for the Cornerstones team number 2. And as you can see right here, I'll zoom in a little bit on these cards. You've got cards like Verts, who's not even getting an upgrade on his card. His normal gold card is 89 rated, and his upgraded Cornerstones card is also 89 rated. And that's been confirmed so far. I don't know if EA are making a mistake. It might change it last moment. But all he's getting is a couple of upgrades on like individual stats. And I think they added a play style. Not a play style plus, but a play style on his card. It's not that much of an upgrade. It's not that exciting. But on the other hand, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, who went from 85 to 88. So I just do not understand the logic. It's like, for Cristiano Ronaldo, the power curve doesn't exist, but for everybody else, they apply it to. But there's some pretty big upgrades elsewhere. Like Balde is going from 83 all the way to 86 rated in this Cornerstones team too, and it is a much better team. You've got Claudia Pina in this Cornerstone team, so that gold Claudia Pina is coming out of packs, which is why it's been hyped up so much. That card has been crazy to watch it fluctuate in price, but it just doesn't make sense to me that Verts doesn't get an upgrade, but other cards get like +3s. I don't know what EA Sports are doing, but what I do want to turn your attention to is some cards that are going out of packs as well, like that gold Cristiano Ronaldo. The gold Cristiano Ronaldo and the Cornerstones Cristiano Ronaldo, there's such a big gap between the two. First of all, the Cornerstones has a much better playstyle with the low driven. In my opinion, I think that's so much better than the power shot for this card. And the reason I bring that up is because I think that the Cristiano Ronaldo Cornerstone is going to be ridiculously expensive, whereas this Cristiano Ronaldo is super cheap. Like, you can get these Cristiano Ronaldos for 11,000 coins or less right now. I got that with a Hunter card on it as well, which of course is a chemistry style that makes it a little bit easier to sell, makes it more expensive. But the reason I invested in these Ronaldos is because if you want Cristiano Ronaldo this week, it's probably likely that you're not going to be able to afford the Cornerstone card, whereas for some other upgraded cards, they're kind of in the same range. Like Nico Williams, his gold card for the last week has been 200,000 coins, whereas his Cornerstones is like 700,000 coins. There is a big gap there, but it's like not that crazy of a gap, right? This Ronaldo is going to be like 10K to like 1.4 million coins or whatever. And that's a big gap. So the player base that might want a Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to be replacing this Cristiano with the other one. So the demand is going to be there still. The supply isn't going to rise because people are replacing their Cristiano Ronaldo, like Claudia Pina, where that card getting a player of the month and getting a +1 upgrade, people might replace their gold Pina with the upgraded pinas. That's why I hope that the YouTube video doesn't pick that word up, pinas, as a different word. Don't demonetize me. I'm talking about Claudia Pina. But Cristiano Ronaldo, I do like as an out-of-pack investment as well. But there's also another lower budget option for you guys with maybe not as many coins right now. And that lower budget option that I like a lot as I scroll across is Turland. I've been getting her for 500 coins on bid all day today. I've got quite a few of these cards on bid for 500. I'm probably just going to let them sit there in the transfer list. But the reason I like Turland as an investment is because Turland is an 81 rated card from Manchester United, which means that it's likely that she's used in challenge SBCs, marquee matchups, stuff like that often. It helps with the rating, and it also is like going out of packs, so it's going to make it super rare. And last week, when we saw a card go out of packs like Pellegrini, that card went up in price a ton while he was out of packs, like the entire time. He went from 550 coins all the way up to 2,000 coins. And the reason that this Turland might be different, and there's no guarantee that this card goes up to over 1,000 coins, there's no guarantee at all. But the reason I like Turland so much more is because she's never been at that discard price. 350 coins is the least you can list her for, so 400 coins is the lowest buy now. That card has basically never been 400 coins. She was for maybe 2 hours on Wednesday. So all throughout the first couple weeks of this game, this card has been getting bought at above discard price. So there's demand, consistent demand for this card in terms of SBCs, which makes me think that this card would do something like that Pellegrini out of packs. Now, that's not the only card that I think is a good investment, guys. We've got other options on these cards, like you've got out of packs Pickford. I think that gold card could be really good if you get a decent deal on that price, because we've seen goalkeeper evolutions already. Once Pickford can fit one of those goalkeeper evolutions nicely, I think that that card goes up in price a lot. And if he does it while he's out of packs, it's going extinct. So that Pickford gold card could be a really good investment. You've got a couple of low budget or no risk cards like Carles Gil and Gomez. Both of those cards you can get for pretty much discard price, but it might be a little bit longer or difficult for them to rise in comparison to Turland, in my opinion. And you could even go for an Adeyemi or a Thuram. Now, we do know that the Christian Pulisic Player of the Month SBC is likely, but it's not going to come out until a little bit later next week. I've got to pull this up, so I am going to do a jump cut right here. I know I promised to do it in one take because I forgot to pull this up, and I wanted to keep the video running smoothly, but drop a like on the video if you're impressed I even got that far on one take. But we've got Player of the Month dates expected to come out today for La Liga, on Monday for Liga F, on Thursday for Serie A, back-to-back days, Friday for Premier League, and then we got to wait like another week for Bundesliga, and then I'm not even going to talk about Ligue 1 because that is so far away. But we are expecting Mbappe, Pina, and then Pulisic, but it could also be Nico Paz for Serie A. Now, you could get involved early for out-of-pack investments for like Serie A or even Premier League. Like, if you wanted to prep for a Pulisic Player of the Month, you might be able to get a good card from Serie A that's going out of packs if somebody from the Serie A has a really good game this weekend and you expect them to get into Team of the Week on Wednesday. You could buy the gold card knowing it goes out of packs on Wednesday. But we'll talk about that in the upcoming days, I'm sure. But when it comes to Liga F and La Liga, that's kind of what I'm focused on in terms of fodder and what I'm focused on in terms of complement links to that Claudia Pina that we are expecting there. But let's go ahead and transition into Friday Flips. Friday Flips is a great trading method that I use every single Friday based on the cards that are dropping into the game. Now, we've talked about Cornerstones a couple times, but this time we're going to talk about the actual Cornerstones cards themselves. Trading with Verts, Ronaldo, Alexander-Arnold, Claudia Pina, Balde, Adeyemi, Thuram. There's a lot of options that are super meta, and you might be able to flip into the night. What happens is these cards come out and they get opened in packs for the first few hours, but everybody who saved packs, maybe from marquee matchups, their division rivals, player pick, whatever it is, and the people who open FC points mostly do it within the first couple of hours, which means that as we go into the night, those cards get super rare and we see rarity spikes, and we are able to make profit off of that. Now, if we take a look at what happened last week with those cards, and we take a look at these Cornerstones, we can actually see some of those rarity spikes from some of those cards last week. For Nico Williams, that card went from 950,000 coins all the way to 1.6. Now, he wasn't selling for 1.6, but he was selling for 1.4, and I can confirm that to you. He spiked up to 1.4 million coins, back down to the same price, and then spiked up to 1.3 million coins and was selling there for the rest of the night. And so those are the rarity spikes that we're trying to time with these Cornerstones cards. And so what I'm expecting is there's going to be a similar rise and drop throughout the night that we saw in Cornerstones Team 1. It's just not going to be as extreme for two reasons. The first reason is I don't think as many many people have saved packs for Cornerstones Team 2. However, there might be more FC points or packs in the store as options than there were last week. So it's kind of a balancing act right there. However, when it comes to FUT Champions, that might consist of a consistent supply throughout the weekend, starting in 15 hours. So that starts just after content when FUT Champs begins. And so that's going to be a constant supply throughout the weekend. So we might not see as much rarity as we saw with Cornerstones Team 1 because we didn't have champion supply last week. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you are actually qualified for FUT Champions. I am technically almost qualified because I am in Division 6, but I don't have enough champs qual points yet. So I need qualifications points because I haven't played enough rivals yet. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the rivals as much as a lot of other people are. Haven't enjoyed the 6 at the back counter simulator that this game has been, but a lot of people have been enjoying this game. So all fair to you if you enjoy it, but so far it's not been so much for me. I'll stick to the market most of the time, but that's it for today's video, guys. If you want more investments, more trades from the #1 trader in the world, check out the live trading service by FUT Peppy. It is a Telegram service that sends you trades straight to your phone. It'll tell you what to buy it for, when to sell, what to sell it for, and it'll make you millions of coins throughout the year. And it's only €5 to get involved right now. The link is in the description right there. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.